Assalamu alaikum students. Today our topic of discussion is STEM, and in this section we are going to study about STEM, morphology of STEM, and various or different types of the STEM. So here we go. The stem has the following characteristics. You all of know about the stem. What is stem? Stem is the basic part of the plant, which is a vertical part of the plant, bears the branches and the leaves. So here we have a certain characteristics of the stem. What is stem? Stem basically is a portion of the primary axis of the plant which develops from the plumule. What is plumule? We have discussed in it in the part of the seed section which we have discussed earlier. Plumule basically is the embryonic shoot, is the embryonic stem. I mean the part of the seed which develops into stem is called as plumule. Portion of the stem bearing leaves termed as shoot or branch. The part of the stem, one part of the stem is a vertical part, while the lateral part of the stem which bears the leaves, they are called as shoot or branch. The stem grows positive phototropic, it means it grows towards the sunlight, and negative hydrotropic, away from the water, I mean water present in the soil, so it is negatively hydrotropic and negative geotropic. Stem grows upward above the ground. It is negatively geotropic, means it do not grow towards the ground, it grows up above the ground or away from the ground, or you can say in the opposite direction of the ground. The chlorophyll is found in the leaves. Major part in which the chlorophyll is found in the leaves, but in case of the young stem, when the stem is young and green, the chlorophyll is also found in it, but it is absent in the woody stem. The stem have nodes. You have seen the stem have the certain parts in it. They are called as nodes. Nodes basically are the septations or the separations which are found in the stem, and these nodes are the part from which the leaf is developed, and the parts between the two successive nodes is called as internodes. Here in this diagram you can see what is node. This is node, the part of the stem from which leaf is arised. This is also node part of the stem, and the part between the two nodes is called as an internode. And branch, what is branch or shoot? The part of the stem bearing leaves is called as branch or shoot. And the bud basically is the part of the stem in which the leaves are in compact portion, they are not fully exposed. So the bud is that part of the stem in which the leaf is in the process of developing. The leaf is not fully developed, it is in the process of the developing, so such part is called as bud. Earlier in this case the flower is not fully open, so in this case we called it floral bud. This is floral bud. But if the leaves are in the case of, or in the situation of opening, they are not yet open but they are in the compact structure, so we called such shoot, or we called such stem is vegetative stem or vegetative bud. Vegetative birds which develop into branches are called the birds which develop into the branches are called vegetative birds. They may be apical birds. Apical mean on the apex. Here you can say, if here you can see if the bird is developed at the tip of the stem or at the apex of the stem, so it is called as apical bird. Axillary bird. Axillary bird means if it is bird is located in the axil of the leaves. Now here you can see this is a leaf, or if the bud is located in the axils of the leaves, means in the right angle of the stem and the leaf, so such bud is called as axillary bud. And accessory buds located on the sides or above the axillary buds, they may be accessory buds, they may be found anywhere. And adventitious buds located at areas other than nodes. If the buds located on the area other than nodes, so they are called as adventitious birds. Adventitious mean false birds. They are not found on the nodes, they are found at the areas other than nodes. So floral bird, the birds which develop into the flowers are called floral bird. So branches of the stem or branching of the stem, the bird's stem may be branched into the various types. There are a number of different forms in which the stem is branched. The first type of branching of the stem is dichotomous branching. In this type of the branching, what happens? The branches forms as a result of an equal division of the terminal bud. The two equal branches that are not derived from the axillary buds. In this case, in the dichotomous branching, you can see over here the branches, two branches appear. This is suppose this is the apical bud, this is the stem, and this is the apical bud. The two branches appear from the apical bud, right? From one from this side and one from this side, and these two branches further divided into two equal branches, and then those two branches further divided into equal branches. It means in dichotomous branching, two equal branches basically they appear from the apex or from the terminal portion of the stem, or you can say from the terminal bud, and the branches which develop into divided into two equal parts, they further divided into two equal branches, and all the branches further divided into two equal branches, as you can see in this case. This apical bud, it divides into two equal branches, and this branch is further divided into two equal branches, and this branch is further divided into two equal branches. So this type of branching system of the stem is called as dichotomous branching, in which branches appear from the apical portion of the stem or from the terminal bud, and all the branches further divided into two equal branches, and so on. In this case, no axillary buds divide into branches. Now here another type of the stem branching is lateral branching. In this case, branches appear from the sides of the stem. In the dichotomous branching, branches appear from the apex or the terminal portion of the stem, from the terminal bud. But in this case, the branches appear from the axillary buds or from the sides of the stems. So here you have example. Here you have definition. Branching appear from the lateral buds is the rule among the flowering plants, as the lateral buds are usually axillary buds. You can say lateral buds or sides of buds which are present on the sides of the stem. These may also called the axillary branching, because the lateral or axillary they have the same meaning. So we also call the lateral branching as the axillary branching. So lateral branching is divided further into two types: racemose or cymose branch. The type of the lateral branching is cymose branching. In this case, the terminal bud stop its activity. In case of the cymose branching, the branches basically grow for definite period of time. They grow for a short period of time, and they soon stop their activity, and the branches they terminate into flower. They terminate into flower very soon. While in the case of the racemose branching, the vegetative growth continues for a long period of time. While in case of the cymose branching, the terminal bud stop its activity very soon, and it terminates into flower. It may be terminated into the flower. Further growth is continued by a single axillary branch. They are of the three types. Cymose branching may be of three types. They may be uniparous cymose if only one branch is appears. So cymose branching is called as uniparous cymose. If two branches appear, then they are called as biparous, and if multiple branches are appear, then they are called as multiparous cymose respectively. In this case, main axis is sympodial. In the case of the racemose branching, the main axis was monopodial. It means the only one main axis it has the lateral branches, number of lateral branches. But in case of the cymose branching, the main axis is sympodial. That means the main axis is made up of the small parts of the many branches. Okay. Here you have see the sympodial growth or the cymose branching, how it looks like. This is an example. This is a diagram which represents the multiparous cymose branching. Here you can say, here you can see from the terminal bud below. This is a terminal bud, and below the terminal bud two branches appear, and from those two branches the further branches appear, and they live or they continue to growth only for a short period of time. They do not grow for a long period of time, and they very soon terminate into flower. Like these rounded structure, you may assume them flower. The this branch appear from the terminal portion of the bud, from the terminal portion of the stem, or from the apical bud. These two branches appear, and they very soon terminate into flower. And from further branches which appear from these branches, they also terminate into flower very soon. They do not grow for a long period of time. They continue to their growth very short, for a very short period of time. Now the function of the stem. The stem basically has a various functions. The primary function of the stem is to provide support. Lateral appendages like branches. Lateral appendages mean branches, leaves, flowers, and the fruits. Conduction of the water. You know about it. The stem basically is responsible for the conduction of the water and minerals, and for the transports of the food to the all parts of the plants, due to have the compound plant tissues, xylem and phloem. Stem may, however, get modified to perform additional or the function or some additional functions such as the storage of food and the water, proliferation and propagation. It means it helps in the it helps in the further growth and the development of the plant. Procuring support for the climbing. It provides the support for the climbing. For the climbing means the stem basically it gives support to the plant to stand vertically upward. Okay. Perination, that is the tide over unfavorable conditions. Sometimes the stem due to overcome the unfavorable conditions, stem is modified into the various structures, so that is called as perination. And synthesis of the food, I also told you the green stem of the young plant, it is responsible for the synthesis of the food via the process of the photosynthesis, because it is green and it has chlorophyll. But the stem cannot perform the function of the photosynthesis when it is old and woody. Types of stem according to form and nature, and the structure or the texture of the stem can be divided into the following types. The stem may be herbaceous. Herbaceous stem may be soft and green and can easily be broken, as in brassica. Here is a spelling mistake. Brassica, it is brassica. At the end A is also present, so you may write brassica. Woody stem, it is hard in texture, as in Calotropis. Fistular stem. Fistular stem, it is a type of stem which is hollow from the inside, with hollow internodes, as in bamboo. We have a number of woody stems. They are hollow from the inside, and they are at various places they use for the purpose of the decoration. The bamboo sticks you have seen. So in case of the bamboo plant, the stem basically hollow from the inside. Stem may be jointed, as in case of the grasses. In the grasses, swollen internodes are present in the stem. Succulent stem. Succulent stem basically is a type of stem which is thick and fleshy, as in the cactus. In the most of the desert plants, the stem basically is thick and fleshy, and the purpose of that stem is to store water and the food material to overcome the unfavorable conditions. So such stem which is thick and fleshy, having the stored food material and water in it, is called as a succulent stem. and stem may be spiny with spines or the thorns on the surface, as in acacia. Forms of the stem. The stem may be of two types on the basis of its form, on the basis of its strength. It may be of the two types. It may be erect stem or weak stem. Erect stem. This type of the stem is strong and hard, which is straight on the ground, and erect stem, its name represents it is vertical, it is straight in the ground, and it is strong, and it may be of the two types, herbs and the woody stem. Herbs. This type of the stem is green, soft, and woodless. It is like soft. It can easily be broken. In the annual plant, like wheat, in the biennial plant, like wheat, and the perennial plant, like canna lily, have this type of the stem. Woody stem. Such stems are long, strong, and the woody, and it has two types: shrub and trees. Woody stem has two types. Shrubs, basically they are those stems which grow above from the ground at a certain height. They do not grow at a very a long height. They do not adopt a tall they height like a tall tree. They grow at a certain position above the ground, which is near the ground, above a certain level of the ground. In these plants, many woody branches have emerged simultaneously, place, um, simultaneously at the place of the main stem. Examples are the Calotropis, rose, etc. Shrub basically are those this type of the stem which is not too long, and it attain a certain height above the ground. And trees, basically they are thick, woody, and they are tall. Only one main stem is found in them, and branches emerge from this main stem. Now we come towards the trees. The trees, basically they have the following types. The trees may be excurrent, they may be caudex, they may be deliquescent, and they may be culm. So what are these types, and what is their meaning? First type of the tree is excurrent. Excurrent, this type of the stem or this type of the tree has a stem, contains branches. It is thickest at the base, as you have seen here. Over here it is thickest at the base and gradually tapers towards the apex. As we go upwards, it has a shape of cone, due to which tree appears cone shaped. Examples are Pinus palustris. In the most of the pinus trees, they have such type of the branching, as we have discussed earlier. This type of the branching is called as racemose or monopodial branching, and such type of the tree which has a such type of the branching, they are called as excurrent tree. Second type of the tree is caudex. This type of the stem in the trees is without the branches. In this case, the main trunk do not have branches, and leaf on the top of the stem are the crown shape. But the leaves, only the leaves are present on the top, as you have seen in this case of the date palm. Only the leaves which are present on the top of the stem, on the top of the stem, they have the crown shaped appearance. And such type of the trees, they are called as the caudex, and their examples date palm and coconut. Deliquescent, they are the common type of, this is a very common type of tree which is found around us. This type of the stem contains the branches which separate out in the different directions, as you can see over here in this case of the neem tree. The axillary buds are more active than the apical buds. Like you can see the sides buds or axillary buds, they are more active and they have more branches as compared to apical buds. Example, banyan tree, neem, and the peepal. And so these are very common trees which are found around us, and deliquescent branching is you can say is very common type of the branching we can see over we can see around us. Commonly we can see it. Last one of the tree type is culm. This type of branching, or this type of the stem, contains a distinct nodes and internodes. The nodes are the swollen, which gives the stem a jointed appearance, and this type of the stems, they are hollow from the inside, as we have discussed the fistular type of the stem. Such type of the trees have the fistular type of the stem, which is hollow from the inside and have the prominent internodes. Such you such type of branching, or such type of the tree can be bamboo tree. Now from the picture you might have more clear about this current tree. Now the weak stem may be weak, and the weak stem cannot stand straight on the ground, so it fall down or climb on the other objects. The weak stem, it cannot stand vertically for a long period of time, or it needs the other object for the support. Weak stems are the long and thin adhere of the, and they are the two types of the weak stem: creepers and trailing. Creepers, their name represents they creep on the ground. They grow up crawling on the ground, like here you can say, you might have seen the such type of the stem on the surface of the rocks. They are called as creepers. They grow up crawling on the ground. The adventitious roots, leaves, and the branches emerge from their nodes and separate itself from the original plant to form a new offspring. Example: dewgrass, oxalis, centella. They are the example of the creepers. Creepers, basically they just creep or crawl on the surface of the ground. Such stem, because they are a weak stem, they cannot stand vertically. Climbers. Second type of the weak stem is the climber. You have seen it. It is very common type of the stem in our houses. We In the number of the ornamental plants, we have seen such type of climbing stems, because these stems, they need some support to grow upward. In this type, because number of the vines like grapevine, they have such type of climber, their climbing stem, weak stem. In this type of the plant, many branches of the stem interlock each other and climb up. Examples are the grapevine, cucumber, and the jasmine, etc. This type of the climbing stem is very common in the grapevine. Grapevine in our houses, it is commonly present, and it has a weak stem which needs some support to grow upward.